Rolls-Royce is known all over the world for making the most luxurious and expensive cars. These cars are a dream for the richest people on earth. But the story behind this brand is something very few people know. It is not just a story of business or engineering, it is the story of dreams, struggle, failure, and never giving up. It all began in the year 1863, in a small village in England. A boy named Henry Royce was born in a very poor family. When Henry was only 4 years old, his father's business failed. The family became homeless and had no money to survive. Things became worse when Henry lost his father at the age of 9. His mother had to work as a maid in people's homes just to earn some money. And little Henry started delivering newspapers to help his family. Life was hard. Every day was a struggle. But Henry was not ready to give up. At the age of 14, something amazing happened. One of his aunts saw that Henry was a smart and hardworking boy. She helped him get an apprenticeship at the Great Northern Railway Company. There, Henry worked all day, read books at night, and learned everything he could, from carpentry and maths to electronics and machines. By the time he was 17, Henry was a skilled mechanic. At 21, he got a job in a company called Maxim Western. He worked as an engineer there, but the company was going through financial problems and was about to shut down. Henry had a choice. He could go find another job, or he could take a big risk and start something of his own. Henry chose the second option. With only £20 in his pocket, all his savings, he started his own small business in Manchester. He called it F.H. Royce and Company. His friend Ernest Claremont joined as a business partner. In the beginning, they fixed electrical items, sewing machines, and anything that brought in money. Slowly, they started making small electrical parts like bulb holders, doorbells, and clamps. The business started growing. By 1900, they were making over £20,000 in sales, a huge amount at that time. Life was getting better for Henry. He had a family and big dreams. But then, everything changed again. In 1901, big German and American companies entered the British market. They started selling electronics at lower prices. Henry's business started to fail. Sales dropped, and Henry became stressed. His health got worse. The doctor advised him to take some rest, breathe fresh air, and avoid stress. He was told to buy a car so he could travel easily and relax. Henry bought a small French car named Decauville, but the car was noisy, uncomfortable, and had a lot of problems. Henry didn't like it at all. He thought he could fix the car himself, but as he worked on it, he ended up completely redesigning the car. When he finished, his version was much better than the original. That gave him an idea. What if he made his own cars? So Henry Royce started building a new car from scratch. He worked with a team and designed a 2-cylinder car with 10 horsepower. It was quiet, smooth, and reliable, better than most cars at that time. On April 1st, 1904, the car was tested on the road and completed a 50-kilometer drive without any issues. Henry made 2 more cars, tested them, and improved the design. He had the product, but now he needed someone to help him sell it to the world. That's when Charles Rolls entered the story. Charles Rolls was a wealthy and passionate motor enthusiast. He loved cars and already owned a successful car dealership. When he saw Henry's car at an exhibition, he was amazed. He believed it was the best British car ever made. Charles met Henry, and they immediately decided to work together. That's how the brand Rolls-Royce was born. In 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially launched. They started making cars with 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower. Charles believed the best way to market these cars was through racing, so they took part in many famous races, and won. Their cars became known for speed, strength, and reliability. But the biggest success came in late 1906 when they launched a new model. A car so quiet and smooth, it was named Silver Ghost. Rolls-Royce tested this car for over 24,000 kilometers non-stop. The car performed perfectly. People were shocked. In one demo, they placed a coin on the bonnet of the car and started the engine. The coin didn't even fall. That's how smooth the car was. Silver Ghost became the car of kings, queens, and the world's richest people. Rolls-Royce became the #1 luxury car company, but life was not always kind. In 1910, Charles Rolls died in a tragic plane crash. He was only 32 years old. He was the first Briton to die in a flying accident. The company was heartbroken. Then, in 1911, Henry's health started to fail. Doctors found cancer. They said he had only 3 months to live. But Henry did not give up. He continued working on his designs, and somehow he survived. Not just that, he fully recovered and went back to work. During this time, people were adding strange and funny mascots to their car bonnets. Rolls-Royce didn't want their luxury cars to look silly, so they created their own mascot, a beautiful sculpture of a woman leaning forward with her arms outstretched like she's flying in the wind. They called it the Spirit of Ecstasy, a symbol of grace, beauty, and freedom. This mascot became the icon of Rolls-Royce. Sales were booming. Profits were rising. Rolls-Royce was planning to expand globally. Today, Rolls-Royce stands as a symbol of what's possible when dreams are bigger than fear. From a boy who couldn't afford shoes to a brand that now defines luxury for the world. This is not just a company. This is Rolls-Royce. Over the span of more than a century, Rolls-Royce has gone through poverty, war, innovation, and reinvention. From the dark childhood of Henry Royce to a global brand admired by kings and dreamers alike, the story of Rolls-Royce is not just about luxury cars. It's about perseverance, excellence, and vision. Even today, every Rolls-Royce is hand-built, not mass-produced. Every detail is perfected, not rushed. It is the result of a legacy built by two visionaries, Henry Royce, the perfectionist engineer, and Charles Rolls, the passionate entrepreneur. Their motto still echoes in every factory. Take the best that exists and make it better. If it doesn't exist, design it. And that's exactly what Rolls-Royce has done. In a world chasing speed, Rolls-Royce chose grace. In a market focused on numbers, they focused on emotion. In an age of trends, they became timeless. And that's why, even today, owning a Rolls-Royce is not just about transportation. It's about telling the world that you've arrived. This is not just a car. This is Rolls-Royce, the best car in the world.